What's up, nerds? So this is probably going to be my last video covering this topic because honestly, I don't think anything good is going to come out of it. But the Pokemon and GameStop drama just keeps getting better and better. So if you're not up to speed on the Pokemon and GameStop drama, pretty much like the Shiny Koraidon and Shiny Miraidon event was like a mess. So the event started on September 26th and is supposed to run until the October 16th. Stores were given physical code cards, and they pretty much ran out instantly, mostly because, one, the event started on a day where like 3 huge TCG sets were coming out, and also each store had a limit of 50 codes. That's it, just 50. So with these TCG drops, of course, we got scalpers, so scalpers got their hands on these codes, and we're selling them on eBay for like $30 to like $100. This is a free and no purchase necessary event, by the way. Pretty much every store that was doing this event across the entire world was out of codes within minutes. So this caused like a lot of backlash in the online community, and rightfully so. So a week goes by and like we don't hear anything, then all of a sudden we get like a surprise drop. So stores across the world now have these codes again. So this restock includes physical codes, but most stores were able to just like print the codes on receipts. So being able to print like just a random code on a receipt, that pretty much means that you have like unlimited access to these codes. So every store that now has the ability to print these Shiny Koraidon, Shiny Miraidon codes on receipts are now able to do like an unlimited number of codes. GameStop, on the other hand, still has a limit of 50 codes. So of course, GameStop is facing backlash yet again. So here's the kicker though. This is where like the drama gets real good. GameStop claims that it's Pokemon that is setting this hard limit of 50 codes. So let's take a look at this exchange between, it's super effective, fantastic podcast, by the way, love them, listen to them every Monday. This is like the announcement, you wanted more codes, we bugged Pokemon until they gave in. Steve said, GameStop employees are stating Pokemon set a 50 code per store limit on the second wave. Why? You were so close to fixing the issue, just print them on a receipt for anyone who walks in, it's a digital item. GameStop said, not our decision. Joe Merrick then chimed in, this is like the webmaster of Cerebi, this is something I doubt considering every other country is not enforcing this. So literally GameStop is like the only store that can print on a receipt and is not, and are doing like a hard limit of 50 codes. Alright, now here's an exchange between Cerebi and GameStop. It appears GameStop is enforcing a hard limit per store still. We are unsure why. GameStop help then rebuttal with that decision is made by Pokemon. Cerebi responds, then why are European countries that are printing them on receipts not be holding limits then? The only country doing that, France, Italy, Spain, etc., are printing directly on receipts and have no limit. GameStop then released a statement saying, due to overwhelming demand, the first wave of free Shiny Koraidon and Shiny Miraidon code cards went very quickly. We saw your feedback and worked with Pokemon to secure a second wave, now being distributed as free receipt codes in store. Pokemon has given us a limited number of receipt codes, approximately 50 per store. GameStop is committed to distributing every code we receive, and we commit to providing more to fans if Pokemon makes additional codes available. Thank you for your understanding and continued support. So yeah, it seems like GameStop is the only store enforcing like this limit of 50 codes once they switch over to, you know, printing them on receipt. All right, so now we have GameStop like pointing their fingers at Pokemon, but honestly, I don't think that makes sense for Pokemon to like enforce this limit of 50 because like what do they gain by doing that? They're creating artificial scarcity, they're creating artificial rarity, and this is the reason why we have like scalpers in the hobby currently. Like even with being able to print these on receipts now, they're still being sold on eBay. This wouldn't be happening if we didn't have a limit of 50 codes. All right, so some people might argue that like it gets people in the store to pre-order the next game. I mean, I think these are all honestly people that are just going to buy the game anyways. I also think that like setting like a limit of 50 per store, you know, like deters sales, honestly. Like, I don't think it benefits anybody. Like, I went to 3 different GameStops the day, like, the event started. None of them have codes. I didn't buy shit. I turned around and left. And I'm sure there are hundreds of thousands of people that did the same exact thing. So GameStop is the only place enforcing this rule and pointing the finger at Pokemon. So I think this is, like, a little suspicious, seeing as GameStop is, like, the only place that's doing this. So whenever I went to go get my code during the restock, the employee behind the counter had a like card with 50 boxes on it, and then after he printed my receipt, he scratched one of the boxes out. So this is them keeping track of how many codes they are distributing. It's weird to me that they have to manually keep track of how many codes they're distributing, because if it was truly limited to 50, right, you would think that like the register would know how many are left. And you know what? It doesn't, because it's unlimited. You scan a barcode, you print the receipt, it's unlimited inventory. So this is just like a hard limit that is being heavily enforced. I'm not a GameStop employee, so hopefully one of you can clarify this, but like these codes, when they're rung on the POS, aka the point of sale, that's the cash register, they're rung up as a SKU via like a UPC, a barcode, beep, and then they're tendered out as a $0 transaction. So this apparently hurts the store in some way. So this could be the reason why GameStop is enforcing this rule. So as someone with like retail experience and like handles money like a lot, there should be someone in accounting who's higher up, who's getting paid way more than your store level employees, who are probably taking most of the backlash, who should be able to fix these $0 transactions for these stores, and therefore resolving the negative impact these $0 transactions have on the store. Now, real quick, I want to make this clear, like, I'm not picking sides. Like, I think both GameStop and Pokemon could have handled this event, like, a lot better. GameStop could have handled, like, the receipt thing better. And honestly, like, I don't think any of this would have happened if we just had more codes. I'm talking, like, 300 to 500 per store. 50 codes per store? That's insanity. That's literally insanity. You're telling me there's only 50 Pokemon fans in a city or a town? Like, that's crazy. That's just crazy to me. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, like, it's not a huge deal, you're entitled, blah blah blah, but like, you need to understand, like, this is like pent up rage over the past like 3 years. Like, when Scarlet and Violet came out, dude, it was like super buggy, you know, games were crashing, people were losing their save data. You know, even like the most recent 7-star raid event that just happened like this past weekend was messed up. So over the past 3 years, Pokemon fans have just been like completely burnt. And like, this event is like really something to look forward to, and the fact that it was just like a complete disaster was honestly just like icing on the cake. So are we gonna get like another restock? I don't know. Like, I've heard reports that stores are yet again out of codes. Are we gonna get another restock? Honestly, they could like drip feed this. I don't know. I mean, there's still like 9 days left of this event. They could do like another 50 code drop. Honestly, I think that this was probably the end. Like, I think that this mini like restock or whatever was just like a big like middle finger and them pretty much trying to get us to shut up. In the end, I hope this is like some sort of learning lesson. So hopefully, you know, whenever this event happens again in the next like 6 or 7 years, once Gen 10 ends and then we're coming up on Gen 11, that things go a little more smooth. Also, just a side note, this isn't the employee's fault. Be nice to people. Don't take it out on them. It's sad that I feel like I have to say that. Like and sub for more Pokemon content. See you in the next one. Love you. Bye.